Mandatory optional side quest about drug smuggling that's not really optional. When did that happen?
We meet at last.
So let's continue playing the internet's favorite Final Fantasy, and somehow it wasn't. It was 16. And since I know all of you PC gamers are having enough trouble scrounging up the money you need to afford a PS5 in this economy, let's just all forget the 7-Eleven remake Part 2 Attack of the Clones exists, and instead watch a bajillion hours of condensed into whatever minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play review for your benefit. But don't worry, I talk fast, edit quicker, because I too have no idea how this is architecturally safe and better finish talking before the whole thing collapses.
The gates of Oriflamme buckle at the flood of those come seeking refuge.
Immigrants, I knew it was them. Even when it was the bears, I knew it was them.
We pick up with some anti-immigration mumbling that causes some undocumented immigrants to stab a table in righteous anger. There was a cockroach there. And then a handsome Canadian man and a guy with the voice of a purring panther reiterate the importance of safe sex for teenagers.
You two behave now.
While Clive, remember him, get his terrorist mission briefing from a local prostitute and proceeds to skip merrily across the meadow for the next hour or so. You know, despite everything being covered in shit, the world is actually very advanced, as shown by the crystals which can produce all the elements of life on a whim. Yes, this is a very interesting plot point, and no, the game doesn't really do enough to look into a world running essentially on infinite free energy, because it's too busy trying to be dark and gritty with lots of talking heads, side quests, that all just leads to discussions on the merits of anal copulation.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door.
Jill knows what I'm talking about.
Whoever controls the crystals...
Where do I get the vocal equivalent of plastic surgery to make me talk like a growling leopard? Because if I had this guy's voice, this video would have 10 million views already.
the most dangerous. Even life's smallest challenges offer the opportunity to grow and to change.
This wall. This... Oh shit. Wait, we're fighting zombies now?
Doesn't look that far. Right.
Dude, it's one small gap and you're the god of thunder. Holy shit, you suck. You got nothing going for you besides your sexy, sexy voice.
Look on the bright side. At least you won't get lost.
Let go of my hand, no homo.
I knew it would be big. But this...
You're two elemental gods. Why is this such a struggle?
Ask one.
Okay, so apparently we aren't actively engaged in rebellion against royal oppression anymore. And instead, this is a beat-for-beat repeat of the first Mako reactor bombing of the remake of the one that made all the money, complete with boss fight, nonsensical appearance by otherworldly monsters, shaped vaguely like turds, but only with a lot more profanity.
Alright, the hole.
A hole, alright. Lots of holes and lots of holes in this game. Including the xenomorph before Sid dies from lung cancer. See, I told you his stupid brother was alive and he ends up sucking off the xenomorph and the Mako reactor blows up. Meanwhile, the head of one of the bitches is sent to the lover of the other bitch, who gets really angry that he won't have anyone to suck him off anymore. No, I'm not planning on stopping with the stupid vulgar jokes. Because when in Rome, everybody else cusses some more and then it's 5 years later and a little girl is trying to sell Jill ointments for her.
The hole.
Perhaps a soothing salve to ease the aches of the road?
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Also, Sid left me his Pokemon cards, so I'm the god of thunder now. Oh hey look, a Final Fantasy character in my gritty WRPG. The game, knowing full well you probably fell asleep at some point during the past 28 hours of cinematics, gives you a full recap of what the f is going on and tells you to go blow up more crystals, while Clive and Jill have so much filthy medieval anal sex that it starts lagging the cinematics.
Master Clive, a moment if you... my apologies, I didn't...
No, seriously, this whole part of the game is so padded with mandatory side quests. Why the f are side quests mandatory and how can they still be called side quests? In that case, that you can be forgiven for giving up on the game completely before you get to witness even more horrific war crimes and manly handshakes.
The Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home.
This is also an unavoidable side quest. And then you meet Clive's lazy-ass uncle, and I guess Clive's sword failed to render or something.
Lumbago.
Claims against church and crown. I shall have thy head.
Oh no, wait, this was an intentional callback to a scene that never happened.
Lumbago.
Why then, who shall we pillage first?
Yeah, let's go kill some serfs. The purpose of this lady is literal exposition.
As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the...
Oh no, you changed the order of the words. The lawyers can't sue you now. Why the f did you do that? He was sleeping.
Is there no other way across?
I mean, yeah, I too have always wondered why you were stopped by locked wooden doors in a lot of Final Fantasy games, despite carrying literal gods in your pocket.
Are you hurt?
Just hot.
Jill, it can't be. It is, my lady.
Meanwhile, the people in the back are like, who the f are those heavily armored people? You know what? We don't get paid enough to care.
This way.
Oh shit, it's a locked door. So this whole portion is about Jill facing her own literal demons by finally standing up to her oppressors. Meanwhile, Clive tries to face his own literal demons in dealing with impotence from too much ass sex.
Why can't I do it?
I mean, I'm doing all the work, but sure, let's pretend Jill accomplished anything as the terrorist mission comes off a success, and one more crystal is destroyed. I don't care about you, f*** off. Meanwhile, more plotting takes place for the guy who can't just go f*** another wench or something to take out his anger on you. Aw, motherfucking cock blocker. So we go back to the exposition lady, and look, I'm just gonna fast forward most of this, because I honestly can't remember where I even picked her up from at this point.
If you keep your wits about you, I reckon you can make it up to the castle without raising the alarm.
Well, see ya guys, good luck. I'll be waiting at a Wendy's. See, the angry guy you blue-balled by killing his wife who is literally shooting angry blue balls at you. That, children, is called literary symbolism.
They have a curl.
What the f*** is a curl?
Jill!
When did that happen?
We meet at last.
And literally 2 seconds later you get broken out to stop the public execution. That for some reason couldn't happen 2 seconds earlier, so what the f*** was even the point? F*** this guy in particular.
You're late.
It was me all along, Hugo.
It was me all along, Austin!
Alright, Clive.
Okay, so I won. Exposition lady. Tuberculosis.
Uncle? Sorry.
Lumbago.
What the hell? Them taking off during the bar brawl to avoid paying for their food is the best character development this little shit has gotten so far. Mandatory optional side quest about drug smuggling that's not really optional. Angry guy who can't get off again now that we killed his wife and cut off his hand so he can't even jerk himself off. No, this is a thing that happens. Kaiju fight. Kaiju kung fu kick. You know, somehow I realized at the end of another 12 hours of playtime that the main plot hasn't budged an inch beyond robbing another Austrian jewelry store. And we spent the entirety of Act 2 beating the shit out of a grieving widower whose wife we murdered because we're the good guys. It's only at the very end that we start getting the big revelations like all the hot gay sex and the little shit walking in on the gay sex to form an alliance, which will hopefully lead to something actually happening as we finally finish the Japanese plagiarized knockoff to a fantasy reinterpretation of the historical War of the Roses that was turned into a softcore adult production about incest and wanting to f*** your own aunt.